Welcome back to a new video in Nimby Rails in the world that we have created over a year. And yes, this project is older than a year. I can't even grasp at the fact, I don't even know what to say. So this project started as a documentation, basically, where I started in Estonia, in Tallinn. And there the progress was very, very simple. Starting in Tallinn, building out the lines, and yeah, there was only one direction to go. Narva, behind Narva there is the Russian border, so no expansion into Russia, so there was only going south. And it was a big experiment, let's say it like that. Let me slow down the time a little bit. Of course we have regional trains, the easy ones to set up, we have quite a lot of them. We have trams, they are still quite normal to Nimby Rails. But then also I started to play around with mods here, not there, but here we have buses. Basically behaved like trains and trams, so all you need for that is mods. But getting this progress in, getting this done, that was already quite an interesting journey. And yeah, over by now I think 79 episodes. Okay, 78 at this point when you watch the 79. We worked our way south. And normally at this size my networks struggle. I did restart quite a lot of my Nimby Rails time, so I had networks like this. And then I was like, yeah, it gets boring. Let's delete it. So that's what the series is all about, to keep up my own motivation and to force me a little bit into continuing with a single save and not jump around too much, because then we already have a new save. All of this would have been deleted again, and you may think right now, man, that is so stupid. It is, and that's what this exists for. Let's say it like that. I'm very proud, let's say it like that we reached 500 subscribers, I think, a week ago from where this video will release. For me, of course, it's not a week ago, it's only a few days ago, but I am very, very thankful to all of you who decided that you wanted to support me on this journey. And I definitely want to focus a little bit more on the save in the future again, because most of the time it was like, do I have motivation or don't I have motivation? And that's always the point. When the networks get very, very big in Nimby Rails, you're like, yeah, okay, where do I continue now? So we have, of course, good news when I zoom out like this and I have the borders activated. Kaliningrad, of course, it's a Russian island inside of mainland Europe, let's say it like that. Not doing that, at least for now. We have Belarus also not doing that. So that's the simple areas where we have border. But then when we look at Poland itself, we have this entire line going from up here from Hale, Gdynia down to Jeff, I think, Malbork, Ilava, Jaldovo. So we have all of this where we could add new lines. And then we have the Blok region, Sirpsk region, we have Poznan, and then also the way into Germany, Frankfurt oder Berlin. That is all places that I could continue, and having such a big choice is a bit, I don't want to say bad or difficult, but it is hard to make a call where to continue. And that's where I want to set myself a little challenge. I have created these beautiful stacks of tags and setups for lines. When we go, for example, here into Estonia, okay, I have only one bus line, 2 cargo train lines, we have all the depots. When we go to trains, we have the Eurocity, Tallinn, Helsinki. That's the only one marked in white that still needs to be done. The rest is already done, of course. And then trams also done. I wanted to set myself the challenge that when I go to the Polish trains, I want to do all of the lines that are white as center of my attention, let's say it like that. I always feel so stupid explaining things, but I have set up these lines. For example, here you can see it, Warsaw, Wyszotnia to Deblin, to Radom, to I don't know how to pronounce this place. Skrasushko, maybe. Most likely not pronounced like that. And I always set up these lines when I create a station. So we have Potsdam, for example. This line to Svashniak, I set it up because the line already existed and we have the high-speed services in. So, but that's something I need to check if there's more trains, and then we can add that, for example. But here, for example, for Lodge. We have Lodge in here. It's about to grow. Let's say it like that. Yeah, okay, I can't disable the line overlay when I'm inside the lines. I understand that game. So we have lines already set up from Lodge, Kaliska, Fabricina, the regional lines that I want to work on. So all of the regional lines will be the ones I want to focus on. That we get Vyshotnia done, that we get Lodge done, that would be the main focus. And after that, or during that, depending on how my motivation is, because I already started with it, I want to do the intercity lines. So standard intercities, all these lines I want to do. The EIPs, so the express intercity trains, I want to do them as well. The Euro cities, I will exclude them from this challenge, but I want to get the rest done as fast as possible because I don't want to do Zachotnia to Vienna. I mean, it's only double the distance than going to Katowice, but maybe that's after that. And also from Krakow, Glony to Leipzig main station. I mean, we will have Krakow, Katowice. We only need the line to Wroclaw and then over to Dresden and then to Leipzig. That's also not that much work in theory. I have also already done the border tracks, so where the train tracks cross the border. It's just so to mark where Poland ends and Germany starts. Also here at Faust Lausitz, for example. So yeah, I want to focus on Poland. I mean, we did that for the last 50 episodes or so. Okay, not 50, but maybe 40, 30. I'm talking too much already, so yes. Let's jump in and let me complain first. I have already created the switch where the main line goes over into a high-speed line. This is basically the switch where we have the regional slower trains going up to Chestov, this place. Yep. And we have the high-speed switch off to the right that goes straight to Warsaw. Up here, this is the connection where it goes in. And there's like 2 or 3 stops in between. Also no clue how I will set up that. And then we have the main line going into Katowice. And there I also, I mean, last episode we did the work on this depot not yet. Then all of this and this station, haven't detailed it yet, but I want to. So yeah, when I'm building tracks, you may know it, I'm using openrailwaymap.org. It's a beautiful information source. And the red line is high speed, orange is main line, and green is side line. And the red one, so the track with the number 4, the high speed line, is the one that goes from this block down here, which is Katowice and Krakow, all the way up to Warsaw, so this blob of tracks. And I'm not sure who designed this, but when we go to this track and I go to highest possible speed that is allowed, it is 160. And who in their right mind would build a high-speed track, a mainline high-speed track with 160 kilometers an hour? That's just mainline speed in Germany. And also you can see it here in Poland. The main line that goes up from the switch where we are in game is 160. Who is designing a high-speed track with 160 kilometers per hour? So the goal here is to upgrade. And to do that, I have already started to put it into 200 kilometers an hour. So with the track mod, I have decided to give it this maximum speed limit of 200. And then I want to do all these curves through this region. I'm not sure if you can see it, but all the way till here. Let me just build that very first. Let's do a 50-meter long bridge, so 2 25-meter pieces. Set it up more or less onto gray line where the real life track layout would be. I just keep the 4 meter offset before anyone complains. I don't want to switch it all the time from 5 to 6, from 6 to 5, from 5 to 4 meters when these lines move around a little bit. And this is also more a rough place of where I want to place them. It is more important not to have them perfectly on, but to have them work with a 200 km/h curve speed. This one looks like an old station. Maybe, I mean, maybe I should look up the tracks if there are stations along the way. Here we have, for example, from this single track line, we have a switch onto a cargo yard, train yard. Not really, but maybe 4 cargo trains going onto the main line. So yeah, but we want to upgrade it, of course. So I switch it from 200 to 250, and then we go on after the bridge. So like this. And then, yeah, let me just drag it on for a little bit. Then here we need a bridge. This time I will do it a bit longer. And also I need a bit of water because I am talking too much. Then 250, push it in, connect it like that. And then when I go to the speed overlay, here you can see it. You have the 2 different colors. We have this more greenish and this more yellowish color. The one 200, 250. So here's the switch to 250. All the curves will be then 200. And then down here you can see it. We are going from this yellowish green to an even more yellowisher green. I mean, it's maybe already yellow, neon yellow, where we go down to 160. So the speeds for the trains will be massively upgraded. Imagine only going 160 on a high-speed track. Let me connect this 200 km/h piece, and then let's build the stations along the way. Yeah, jokes on me. I don't even need to finish the setup of the 200 kilometers. I already found the first overtake spot, and I want to do that together with you. Very simple for the setup, split and tape tools, parallel track tape. I want to do it at 100 km/h, and then I start from here and then just pull it all the way till here. Then parallel offset, I will just do 1 meter, okay, half a meter. Let's give it even one more, like that. Do it for the other one as well, on the other side. Then do 1, 2, 3 meters like that. And then you can already see when I deactivate the existing railways overlay, we basically have 2 pieces of track that just go parallel to the main line. Before I take them in or connect them in for the routing, we put in the one-way signals. So we have place for regional trains or cargo trains to pull aside, let the high-speed trains pass. And then, super simple, you just go into this blue part on the side of the track, and then pull a track all the way over here, like this. And then you basically already have a very good setup for switches. You just put it in, make sure it's 100 km/h. And then we do the same for all the sides. So we put in switches in there. I will ignore this part down here. And then we do the same on this side. And on this side as well. Then to signal it, one thing that will be signaled will be, of course, the side tracks. They will get their own signal. And then I want to have an entry signal. And of course the block leads as an exit signal. And then how this works is you pull the train aside and give it a scheduled stop here. That way you can decide how long it will stand there. And then the task is to give it a long enough wait time that the high-speed train that is supposed to passes this signal. From this signal you can see it can look into the side track and into the main line. And then the train, the regional train that's sitting in here, can look into this part all the way towards the Belize. And then when the intercity passes this signal, it will basically block the end part here and reserve it for the high-speed train. And then when the regional train starts to drive again, it will have a red signal here because this part down here is already reserved and it can't go back on the main line until the high-speed train has passed the block Belize. And now I hope I can push through with the 200 kilometers per hour line and not have another spot where I need to take care to create infrastructure for overtakes to take place. Along the rest of the tracks, I found nothing. No stations, no overtake places, so this will be the only overtake place in the 200 kilometers per hour zone. And now, the next step is to connect this part down here with this part up here, and we will focus on the stations along the way first, create the junctions like this one, for example, at, oh my god, how's that even a name? From my German-English perspective, how is that even a name that works? Anyway, it's time to do all the junctions and then the stations. Time for all the junction, indeed it is. So let's go through the track and check it out. I will disable the existing railway overlay. We have, so that you know where we are, this is the big junction north of Katowice, from where the high-speed trains go out. Then we real life 160 kilometers per hour. I decided to go for 200, and then after this curve 250 kilometers per hour track speed, so an upgraded version. And the older infrastructure, of course, a little bit reworked, but yes, very early on from Katowice at least we have another overtake area, so for track 2 into each direction. Down here we have a bit of a bigger switch network, so that you can go off onto the sideline that will later go through here, most likely probably I think for cargo trains. Yeah, I'm very not prepared. Then up here we have a passenger line, 120 kilometers per hour if I'm correct. Let me check it out on the speed. Yes, 120 kilometers per hour. One of the regional, I don't want to say sidelines, it's double track, so maybe a main line. I already had that placed down the first station, a short one with 150 meters and the beautiful overlay over the road. The track crossing mod, that's what I wanted to say. Also big junction going up into a 4-track layout. Down here having a 3-track layout before then the big switches happen down here. In between that I only have to lay down the tracks. Then without making a stop in between, we have the 4-track layout going into this big switching network so that you can get from every track to every track. And then we have a high-speed pass through the middle of the station of Bloschhofer, no clue how to say that. And then we have one track for 2 directions, two-direction travel. And then, of course, next to the high-speed track, here we have 1 direction each in, 1 track each for the travel directions on a main line. God, I can't even talk. Then we have a big gap. Then we have another overtake location, 4 track, 2 tracks per direction. Another big gap. And then we come to Opoczno. There we have high-speed track, so also 2 main tracks with 250 and then I think 160. Yeah, 160 kilometers per hour side stops, so the passenger trains could stop here. I don't know how I get the people from Opoczno itself to Opoczno Południe, but maybe it's time to build a bus network for this small town, or a bus line that goes from one train station to the other train station. To get the people from one to the other may be worth it. There is no actual connection in here, so I did not have to build it, but I wanted to do it. We also have Opoczno station. I haven't signaled it yet. I will signal it down the line, yeah, later. Then we have another big switch and a very, very big depot. I decided to not build a depot, only the overtake tracks, because that's what I need at the beginning. We have the big switches here going into this, I believe single track, yes, single track line. Down here goes into a double track layout. On the other side it says single track, so the high-speed line is probably connected into the region. Up here another 4-track overtake. I think I don't need to say anything about that. And then we're already getting close to the infrastructure that we have already built. Another overtake down here. An old station layout here. Maybe it once was a passenger station. And then we go into this, I believe, cargo line that goes out of Skierniewice and then passes down to this place here and then connects into the main line to Otwock, I believe. Or into this line, yes, because I haven't built it further. And then it... Yeah, here's the switch later in the future. I'm going off topic. I'm going off track. What a play of words. Another overtake here where I forgot to add another one-way signal. And then we're already on the flyover over the main tracks to Skierniewice. And then in here they enter. And then the typical layout we have here, regional trains on the lower two tracks so that they can stop in the stations. And then on the upper two tracks that pass all the stations, the high-speed trains like this beautiful intercity train. I love to just watch trains. And it goes strong towards Warsaw. And what I will be going towards is building and connecting all these pieces of track. And then the only last challenge is to get this big gap done between Katowice and... How's that a name? Those are names where I fail. I just give up looking at them. Insane. Yes, I don't understand Polish. Yeah, I don't understand the language, but yeah, let me fill the gaps. And filling the gap is obviously exactly what I did. We have the high-speed line from Warsaw all the way to the junction, and then I took like half a week to get the rest done. All the stations. We have a beautiful 4-track layout. Let me deactivate the existing railways overlay. We have this beautiful 4-track layout. You have 2 tracks per direction all the way into this station here. I of course haven't finished the left part. I shifted focus halfway down the line to just build what I need. But yeah, then you have the yard and the sorting system for the big yards down here. And then it switches to a double track main line going from Lazy, which is, by the way, my absolutely... I know it's not pronounced lazy, but you know, it's close. It's very close. And it's my new favorite Polish town name, city name, village name. Looks lovely. And you can see how many tracks there are around this area that I haven't built yet. At my current pace, it would take me like a month or so to actually get this done. So, yeah. I think at this point, I really want to keep it and end it for today. It is done. The progress down the way to Katowice itself is done. I also added this depot down here and the track layout over here for the next episode to take care and finally put in the, I think, Intercity and Intercity Express. Check it out. We have Warsaw Zachodnia to Katowice as an express train. We also have, let me see if it's there directly one. No, there's no direct IC all the way to Katowice, but there is one IC that goes, the first one, to Bielsko-Biała, so down here. I would bet that it also goes through Katowice itself, and then maybe through left here and then down. I have to check it out, but yep. For the next episode, it was then time to take care of the Intercity Express, the IEP to Katowice, and then Bielsko-Biała directly after that. So thank you for watching. Even though I just fight myself through it right now, it takes too much motivation and I have too much going on in life to have fast progress in Nimby Rails. But I remember myself the challenge I set, and yeah, it is the end of November. 1 month to go for a lot of lines, so it is time to at least set a bit of a better pace right now. So we all know where this is going to end, hopefully with all the lines done in January, 1st of January. So yes, see you there. Not see you then. Not see you in January, but see you next Tuesday. And yeah, I try to upload twice a week and not do stupid big projects like this in one big video and then fail and do it over 2 weeks. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting me, and have a beautiful start to the winter, because that's where we're going. And yeah, winter means more time spent inside, and I hope I don't spend time too much on other hobbies and play more Nimby Rails. So see you in the next one. Thank you so much, and bye bye. Have a beautiful weekend.